we're in the kitchen.
Yeah, the temperature's dropping a little bit on that 7-day forecast. So what better time than now to start thinking about some cold weather remedies, maybe some chili. We are in the kitchen with Chef Ernie this morning. This smells fantastic. Looks like we've got quite a few different chilies going on this morning.
And this is going to work well for next week because we're getting not Iowa cold, but we're getting cold.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be cold. Single-digit wind chills, nothing to bat an eye at, that's for sure.
Well, the beauty of chilies and stews and soups also, people tend to think of them as different items, but actually they're really all the same.
Okay, and they're all good.
Well, think about it. Soup, you usually need a spoon, right? A stew could be kind of in between where, yeah, you need a spoon, but it can also be dippable.
Okay.
And a chili should be a little bit thicker where it's scoopable.
Right.
And these are great things to do. You know, nowadays, food prep is getting really popular. And people do the mail order services, which are fine, but especially if you have kids, take the kids to the grocery store and do your own meal prep. Because just ordering your food to cook at home, it's not going to teach them about good fruits, bad fruits, vegetables, things like that. So take them to the store.
Okay.
But I've been doing it in my house for quite a few years. So when my kids were home on a Sunday night, we would grill up a bunch of chicken breasts. And we're going to start with that today.
Okay.
So once you grill up some chicken breasts, what do you have? Well, you have chili or stew or soup that night. You can do quesadillas the next day or
There you go.
You can do a lot with chicken.
It's the gift that keeps on giving.
So go to the grocery store, grab the kids, go on a Sunday morning after your show, and grab the kids and do some meal prep. So you're just going to grill your chicken breasts. Now, these are thick nowadays, so the suggestion always is just cut them in half.
Oh, okay.
Right down the middle. Some other proteins in either chili or stew. Here we've got pulled pork and ground beef.
Yum.
So go ahead and cook that stuff up, let it chill. Now the nice thing is, also you can just buy some of these to-go containers in your local superstores. You know, they'll all have that, and you can freeze them.
There you go.
So make a big pot of chili on a cold day, watch some football, and stick whatever you have left over.
Keep eating it all month long.
So here we've got a traditional Brunswick stew, the North Carolina version, because there's Virginia and Georgia version.
What's the North Carolina version?
Pulled pork.
Okay, there you go.
So once you've got your pulled pork, even if you don't want to cook up a whole butt, because that takes about 12 hours, just pick up some pulled pork from the grocery store or from your local barbecue place, me. That would always work, or just make your own. The fact is, you just want some protein in there. It also has, here you can see all our different ingredients. So roasted corn, you can buy that frozen, usually in the grocery stores as well, or just put some corn on the grill. Again, the same thing, just go ahead and shuck that, and everything is going to taste better coming off that grill. So in the Brunswick stew, we have diced tomatoes, petite, right out of a can, or you can go ahead and grill your tomatoes, put it on the grill, get it up on high. Once it's charred, just throw it in a food processor. Then we've got lima beans. So that's going to go in a pot for the Brunswick stew with chicken broth and pulled pork, the tomatoes, corn, and lima beans. Seasonings. Pretty standard seasonings for most of these, and you can tweak it any which way you like, and these are also barbecue seasonings. So here we have cumin powder, chili powder, some cayenne, onion powder, garlic powder, kosher salt, pepper, and cilantro for the Southwest chicken chili. Now we tend to think of chilies and stews as being a little bit spicy, but they don't have to be.
I was going to say, so you can kind of choose how much of a kick you want.
Exactly, or no kick. So in the Southwest...
I'm team no kick, honestly, I have to say. What about you, Eric?
I like a little spice.
A little something?
Yeah, throw it in.
What about you, Chef?
It burns calories.
Does it? Okay.
If I'm not sweating, it's not hot. That's my philosophy. But on my white bean chicken chili, so here we've got some navy beans, so you can go with navy beans, or you can go with northern beans. Really any kind of bean you like, but it wouldn't be white bean chicken chili if you didn't have white beans.
There you go.
So we've got our grilled chicken. Just going to dice that up. That's going to go in a pot with the beans, chicken stock, and just let that cook down with some corn as well, some of the same seasonings, but also cilantro in there. So no real kick in there unless you want to, but if you want kick, just throw in some any of your favorite hot sauces after. And finally, a Texas beef chili.
Ooh.
Now, Texas beef chili does not have beans, and if you ever meet anybody from Texas, they're going to be pretty adamant about that.
No beans.
No beans.
Is that this one? I'm going to try this.
That's that one. So it's just your ground beef.
And sour cream and cheese on top, always.
Now, you'll see those are all scoopable, so you can go spoon, or on the side, we've got our tortilla chips
and you
and cornbread.
You can't go wrong with cornbread.
That's delicious.
Little kick.
A little kick.
I remember when I was little, my mom would make chili. I would always eat the top part with like all the sour cream and the cheese, and then I'd be like, well, I'm done. There's still a bunch of chili left. Not really the best way to go about it.
Well, if you think about it, your beef chili, if it's thick enough, it's kind of like nachos, right? If you
Yeah.
throw the chips
you
in
go.
there. Now, if you do want to thicken it up a little bit, the way to do it, just like when you're making your gravy, I start with masa corn flour.
Okay.
And the nice thing about that is it's gluten-free if you have gluten issues.
There you go.
Just heat up some broth and just start whisking away.
Okay.
And you eventually want to make this into kind of a light paste. And then just whisk that into whatever chili or stew you're going with, just to make it a little bit thicker. Now remember, that is going to thicken up over time. Once you chill it, if it's a little bit too thick for you when you're heating it up, just again go ahead and whisk in some broth.
All right, so many options. And as always, we're putting your information right there. So if people want to get in contact with you and have you come teach them how to do all of this.
If you got a brand new grill or smoker for Christmas or Hanukkah, I can teach you how to make food like this, or stuffed tenderloin, or desserts, or you name it,
Yum.
in
I
the
just tried
privacy of
the
your home.
stew. That is
Incredible.
The smokiness from the pulled pork. Great job, Chef.
Yep, Chef
Thank
Ernie
you.
never misses. Thank you so much for being here.
Have a great day.
We'll be right back.